Hello, wonderful people of Hamburg. It's a very good evening here. The weather is very good. I am here from GHTV abroad, and we are here to interview Mama Teresa. She is the CEO of Akwaaba Travel and Tours. 10 years of God's goodness. What is the goodness we are talking about? Join me as we speak to her. Mama Tess, good evening.
Good evening, Lena. You're welcome.
Thank you. We have seen how good the Lord has been to you. We want you to tell us from your own mouth how far you have come. Who is Akwaaba Travel and Tours? What are the things you do? And what is the goodness that the Lord has been to you?
Okay, thank you, Lena. Let me start this way. I'm Teresa Edu, that is my full name. I started Akwaaba Travel and Tours 2014. Exactly 10 years now, after I had absorbed 3 years of professional training at the Handelskammer in Berlin at all, the Handelsschule. Yes, after the 3 years, I sat for the Handelskammer examination, and then after my training, I had the desire to work at the airport. You know, I admire airport workers, how they are uniform. I like the environment. But unfortunately, or maybe it was God's plan, applications, I wrote upon applications, none yielded fruit. So then I had the thought of, you know, opening my own travel agency. Yes, so then I started it in 2014, as I'm saying. Yes.
Okay, let me ask, where did you grow up? And then how come you had the idea of going into travel and tourism?
Yes.
First of all, where you grew up?
I grew up in, I would say, partly in my hometown, Bonre, this Kinte town. Yes. But in my adult life, in my teenage, I moved to Accra to live with an uncle of mine, yeah. And then, so my adult life, I was mostly living in Accra, yes. And then your question as to why I, you know, moved to travel agency, it wasn't my initial plan, yeah. It's, one day I walked into Akwaaba Travels in Hamburg, and that time it was owned by one elderly man, Mr. Bosompem, and I went in just to ask for a ticket, you know, to go to Ghana after living here for, you know, many years. And then after I had finished with my inquiries, as I was leaving his office, I asked him, said, do you need any assistance here? Because you know, I can work with the computer. You know, back home in Ghana, I was a secretary. You know, I worked with a financial institution. So he said, okay, at the moment we don't need assistance, but when they need be, we will contact you. And with that, I left. You know, so from time to time, I would call this man and remind him that I'm still, you know, around. So then one day, I was surprised. I had a call, and it was his wife. His wife is called Mama Betty, and she said, yes, this is Akwaaba Travel and Tours. We will need your assistance now. And I was so delighted, you know, because as I'm saying, you know, back home in Ghana, I was working in an office environment as a secretary, and when we came here, you know, our pra-pra, yeah. That is how we all began it, yeah. So it was a joy to me, you know, to return to office duties, you know. So I started, you know, as a layman, you know, without having no skills about, you know, travel and tours. But when I started with assisting them, then I decided to enroll, you know, formally in the travel and tours, right. You know, school, and that is the Handelsschule Berlin that I'm talking about. And then I was trained. as the Germans call it, Reiseverkehrskauffrau. That means you are professional travel, professional. That is how I started.
Wow.
Wow.
A very beautiful experience.
Thank you.
So I know that after having done all these, the travel and tourism, I know there is going to be an album launch.
Yes.
You will be telling us much about it in the next few minutes.
Okay.
But what would you advise people regards travel and tourism? Somebody says, I have interest in doing such a thing, but I don't know how to go about it. What is the advice you would give to the people out there?
Okay. Yes, you will have to enroll, officially in the travel and tours, school, and then you will have the professional, training that you need. Yeah, you will be equipped, as you are, And then one thing I should let people know is that the Germans train people dual. Okay, any profession you are doing, you learn dual. That means you do the theory and you do the practicals. So in my case, at that time, as I'm saying, I was with Mr. Bosompem travel agents at that time. And then, so you go to school for the theory, you come to the office for the practical aspects. Yeah, so you just have to look for a travel agency first, and then as you attend the school, you have both, experience.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. One last question regards travel and tourism.
Okay.
What are some of the challenges that you face in this area?
Okay. It is a very competitive market, especially here in Hamburg. Hamburg is a big city. There are many of them, the big ones, like Explorer, the others I don't have to mention them,
Right.
but if you live here. So it is competitive. You have to be very, skilled, and have the business acumen to compete on the market. So having thrived for 10 years is not been an easy battle, but God has been with us. That is the goodness we are talking about. And it will interest you to know, when I was starting Akwaaba Travel, how I started up to this time. I just see that it's the hand of God, because starting initially, I didn't even have any start capital, no startup capital. I just had a laptop and a printer. And then I remember the first day at work, when I opened it in February 2014. The first Monday of the month was 3rd February. One lady, a Ghanaian, walked in here to buy a ticket. She booked a flight with KLM. At that time, the price, I remember very well, it was 499 euros. And then she pleaded, she said, oh, can I pay half of it, and then later will come for the rest? And I told her, my dear, I don't have the funds even to finance your ticket, so that you will come later and pay the rest. Just pay the full amount. And so just by talking to people, when they come, our people are like that. They always want to pay a part and come later, come and give you 100 euro, come and give. But when they come, I was very sincere with them. I said, if you want to support us to grow, pay off your ticket and take your ticket home. And I thank God that they listened. And then gradually, we were moving on, and then Akwaaba has now become an icon in Hamburg. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
If you have people, clients who listen to you, it
Yes.
helps the business to grow.
Yes.
This is the doing of the Lord.
Yes.
And so we come to Nisi,
Yes.
the album launch, the album that God's goodness, out of that you have. I mean, what inspired you to bring Nisi out?
Thank you, Lena. I am somebody who, in my privacy, I love to worship a lot. So before I come to work in the morning, I have soaked myself in the presence of God. And it is a ritual for me. It's become my routine. If I don't seek the Lord's way, I feel I'm missing something. So it is just through this intimacy with my Lord that I received this kind of inspirational songs. I would just be in worship, and then a song would drop in my spirit, man. The other day I showed my producer this cassette in the studio, and he was laughing. He said, "Mommy, do we still have this?" I said, "Yes. This is how my ministry started." Even initially, I lost some songs because I wasn't smart.
Right.
I thought I would remember it, but forgetting that I'm not the one who is writing it, I receive it. So if I don't record it, it gets away, So I then became smart. I ran to Saturn and got me a tape recorder, myself a tape, and then I bought empty cassettes. So where I worship, my altar is my kitchen. Okay, I put it in my kitchen, and when I'm worshiping, and as soon as a song drops in my spirit, I press record, and it records it. And then I kept recording tapes upon tapes. So the ministry has existed very long, only it was adamant. I was disobedient. I wasn't, reaching out with the message the Lord was giving me. But it has come to a time I said, no, one day we will be accountable for our talents that the Lord gave us. I have to bless the world with these inspirational songs. And that is how Nisi came. Yes, the first album. Yes.
I am inspired already.
Right.
She said her altar is her kitchen.
Yes.
A lot of things happen. What is your altar? Where can you worship God most?
Yes.
Please, comforted bit.
Yes.
Now, let me ask, how are you going to blend these two? Travel and tourism alongside, the things of God.
Yes.
How are you going to blend it?
Well, I know it's not going to be easy, but I will do my best. It's a matter of coming out of your comfortable zone. Recording the songs even wasn't easy because it has taken us even about a year and a half almost to have the album finished. And I'm working from Monday to Saturday. My Sunday is the only day I'm free. After church, I come home, quickly find something for us to eat. I'm off to studio. So it's not been easy, but I said to the Lord, I will go on the mission you are sending me on. I have to bless the word, with your word through songs. So I know it's going to be challenging, but he who gave the gift, he also gives all that you need, to implement it. Yes.
Let me ask first.
Yes.
Apart from God, who is your greatest inspiration?
Apart from God, who should I say? I would say my children. I would say my children. I'm blessed with two boys, Eastwood and Julius. Eastwood is named after Reverend Eastwood Anaba. Yes. And I'm happy, as a mother, seeing how they love the Lord. They love the Lord, and it's a delight to watch that. The Bible says that train a child in the way he should go, and when he grows, he will not depart from it. And I'm happy that the seed I planted in them, I'm seeing it, it is bearing fruit. If you are looking for them, they are in the church. One of them is, Julius is a youth leader in LM Church, where the album is going to be launched. His brother Eastwood, Reverend Eastwood, the junior, he is also, very active in the church. I love to watch them, the young men, grow in the Lord. I would say that they are a delight to watch.
Wow.
Yes.
So these are the details, but
Yes.
I want you to tell us
Okay.
when the launch is coming on, where, the time, Tell us about
Okay. The launching is going to come on 30th of November, exactly next Saturday at 4 p.m. at LM Church, Boston Rise 7 to 9 in Moonsburg Central. It's just behind the Moonsburg Anchor Central. Yes, that is where it's going to be launched. Yes.
Okay. Should people watch you out or your details on any social media handle, let's say TikTok, YouTube?
Yes. You can find us on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, or which is now X name. Yes. We are, everywhere we are present. But I would love that those who are in Hamburg, will fill the element, hall. It's a big hall. I want it to be full. When I was taking that, brother Johnny, my producer, said, let's take a smaller place. I said, no, I want a big place. I want that place filled. So who is watching me, you are in Hamburg, you are the outskirts of Hamburg, you are cordially invited to my album launching. Come, let's worship and glorify the Lord together.
Come and let's worship and glorify the Lord together.
Yes.
My very last question to you.
Yes.
I know these things come with money, a lot of input. Do you have any sponsors? Is there any way you want to solicit for help anywhere?
Yes, you are right. It comes with a lot of financial strain. So I'm pleading with the public, my loved ones, let's make it, a reality. I will be glad for people who will donate, who will say, we want to support your ministry. May the Lord bless such hearts. Thank you.
So, Nisi, by Akwaaba Travel and Tours, the CEO in the person of Mama Teresa, we interviewed here. It's been a wonderful time with you. We pray that the Lord himself will stretch out his right hand and make things beautiful. I am coming so expecting.
Thank you, Lina.
I can't wait to see you.